There we go. Hello, everybody, and welcome to our amazing Wine and Dine today. It is February the 2nd, and we are here with Miss Jen Oliver and myself. We are going to be having some amazing cooks. We got Mr. Peter Antonio here with some wonderful surprises. And we have our leader, our fearless leader, Mr. Roy Rickard. He's going to give us our amazing toast for tonight. Just sit back, relax. This is a no pressure day and night. You're going to get some wonderful recipes, some great wine pairings, and some good food and some great friends. So sit back, relax, and take it away, Mr. Roy.
It is 2/2/22.
Yes.
And later this month it'll be 2/22/22. It's a fun time, right? Yep. I had a toast. I was going to toast this beautiful sunset that we had here, and just every time I get to see nature and reflect on it, I'm just very grateful for what we get to do on a regular basis. So there's that, but I also want to put a toast to someone who I've missed seeing on our Zooms, and that's Miss Shannon Kopp. I'm so glad she's back. I saw that on there. I went, oh my gosh, I've been so waiting for her to come back. So this is actually all for you. Cheers.
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 This is dangerous. I'm turning over to you guys. Take it over, Sheila.
Great. So tonight we have Miss Kathleen Metzler. She is going to be doing our appetizer, and I'm going to let her introduce it because it just is very mouth-watering. It's literally 2 of the 3 that she's cooking is my favorites. It's just one of my comfort foods, 2 of my comfort foods I go to. And then we have Miss Mandy. You're going to see her name is Miranda. We call her Mandy in our group, and she is going to be doing our main dish and another Southern staple. She's going to teach some of you Northerners, if you don't know how we do dumplings down here. So, get your notebooks out and get ready to learn. And then we have Miss Nell, and she is going to give us an amazing dessert, mouth-watering, because you know what the 14th is Valentine's Day and Halloween. I'm thinking next something, but anyway. So 14th, and February is the month of love. It's also some other great historical events happen in the month of February. So just all through this month, through our wine and dines, we're going to be just giving out some little tidbits. Like I said, we got a great surprise that's going to be coming from Mr. Antonio shortly. So be ready for that. So where is Miss Kathleen? Take it away, dear.
I'm here. Hi, guys. I'm back. So tonight I thought I would present food that if you don't like to cook, you don't want to cook, and you just want to spend your day with your loved one on Valentine's Day, these are some great things that you can just snack on. These are appetizers. So I have mozzarella sticks, potato skins, and little taquitos. So the wine I have is the Discoveries Grenache. I'm thinking that's going to work well. Peter, did I?
Yeah, that should be great. Yeah, Grenache being a little lighter weight is great with appetizers. You don't want to start too heavy with an appetizer, and a lighter wine to go with them is a great choice. So that should do well. It should play with especially the tomato sauce with the mozzarella sticks, and some of the sharper flavors should be good, but it won't be lost with all the richness and cheesiness that you have going on.
Great. So they're in the oven. They'll be done in about, I'd say 10 minutes. So you can go on to Mandy and let's see what her dumplings are. I'm anxious to see that.
All right, Miss Mandy, you are up.
All righty. Let me show you the liquid part. Can you see that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What that is 2 large cans of cream of chicken soup. And instead of the water, you use chicken broth or chicken stock and a stick of butter, because in the South, that's what we do. So
I fully support that. I always put a stick of butter in everything I do.
And it's butter, not margarine. Butter.
Yes, butter.
I put the chicken breasts in to cook. So they've cooked in this lusciousness. And I took out the breast, and you cut it up into small pieces and put it back in. So this is Barry's homemade dumplings. And I'm going to show you, it's 2 cups of flour, a 1/2 cup of milk, an egg, 3 tablespoons of oil. And the liquid parts in the egg, just mix it all together in the measuring cup and pour it in the flour, mix it until you get, and then you have to roll it out. And so that looks like this, but I'm going to show you, can y'all see it?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm cutting it, the dumplings, with a pizza cutter. And it works great for uniform and consistency. And then we go this way. Now, some people like their dumplings fluffy, some like them chewy. With this type, you get a little bit of both, but they're not huge, but they're good. So I then take the spatula, oopsie, hold on, I gotta set you down. Spatula them onto a plate. Sorry. Has anybody that's here had dumplings or made dumplings before?
I've never, that kind of dumpling, no, I've never had. I've had, Asian dumplings. I've had Germans cook me Spätzle, which is sort of related, but never had this kind of dumpling.
Okay, so you make sure your liquid is boiling, and then you just put them in. Make sure they're all covered. Put a lid on and 15 minutes. So.
Okay, wow.
Yep, that's perfect. Now, when Grandma used to make us make ours, we would have to roll it out and put the paraffin wax paper on it, and we would have it 5 high, and then she'd stick it in the freezer, and then the next morning we'd get up and break it apart and drop them.
What kind you buy now? Maybe.
But yeah, that's what I know. Miss Ann's dumplings. I was like, that's what Grandma used to make us do.
My mother used to make me spoon them and drop them in, and they make the balls. But a lot of people don't like the softer outside, but it's fluffy inside.
Fluffy inside. All right, where's Miss Nell? She is got us some scrumptious desserts getting ready to get started.
I am here.
There you go.
Can you hear me?
Got you perfect.
Okay, I am making Valentine's marshmallow chocolate bark. And this is, I thought since it was the Valentine's, close to Valentine's Day, that I would make this. I have my Valentine's apron. And I have my
You have your Valentine with you.
And your Valentine.
I have my Valentine here, right here, to help support me. And this is really easy. It's only like 3 ingredients. You have white chocolate chips. You see that?
Yep.
And it's 1 bag of the white chocolate chips, 3 cups of mini marshmallows, and sprinkles, and then little candy hearts. And you just melt the chocolate in the microwave for I think 1.5 minutes, and then let it sit. And then you coat the marshmallows, and you have to let it sit in the fridge for about 20 minutes so that it hardens up again. And then it's going to look like. It's going to look like this when it's all done.
Oh, pretty.
Yeah. So it doesn't take very long to make. It just takes a little bit of time for it to set up. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in the microwave and let it start to melt.
All righty. So for those of you that have been invited, I just want to say welcome again. And what you're seeing is some of our amazing cooks. We are not professionals. We just like to do and share our passions, which is cooking, food, and wine. And we have this amazing club that has the best wines that you're ever going to put in your palate. Just going to put that out there. And we have a great, he might not call himself a sommelier, but I do, Mr. Peter Antonio, that has a very discerning palate, and he can tell us exactly what we're supposed to taste with the foods, and so that we get the pairings that we need. So I'm going to let him educate us a little bit now on some of the wines that we are featuring tonight, which is our parables in red. Like Miss Kathleen has the ganache. So take it away, Mr. Peter.
Okay. And when you originally told me, you said we were going to do Shiraz, and I said, okay, that's interesting since I've never actually shipped a Shiraz, but it's something people don't understand. We do have a Syrah. We did a Discovery Syrah a while back, and I have a little surprise for you tonight. One of the wines coming out in February that no one has gotten yet other than me, because I just got it about an hour ago, is our brand new Discovery Syrah, the 2020. I got it. I haven't tasted it since we bottled it. So I just decanted the bottle because a Syrah is a pretty hefty grape. You definitely want to give some air, let it open up. And since you brought it, sort of indirectly brought it up, there's people hear Syrah, they hear Shiraz, they're not sure. Is it the same grape? It's the same grape. What the difference is, you think about it, Shiraz is basically Syrah with an Australian accent. And that's where it happened. That's where the Shiraz name, well, there's a couple theories. It may have come from there, or it may have come from an ancient Persian king. Or city. I'm not sure which. But in any case, if you see the name Shiraz, it's more likely from Australia. And if you see Syrah, it's more likely from France or Spain. But now you get California and people who do both. And sometimes it doesn't mean anything, but most of the time it's a clue for what style. Because the Europeans, the French, they do a little more restrained and more, a lot of emphasizing the more earthy notes, a little lower in alcohol. And the Shiraz is the more New World style that is big, gigantic fruit bomb with a high alcohol level, and it'll knock you on your tail. That's not always the case, but generally, if you see that, so what we have here is our brand new Syrah that no one has, including me, had tasted since we put it in the bottle, and which means I haven't written the tasting notes for our website yet. So I was going to give you the sort of initial taste of it right here. You can see, I mean, first thing you do is you look. I mean, this is a really dark wine. This makes a cab look light. It's the only thing darker is Petite Syrah, which, despite the similar name, is not the same grape. But it's very dark, very rich, and you can. It's just opening up. Even after an hour of decanting, it's still pretty closed down. By closed down, I mean a lot of the flavors are still, especially this is a young wine. The flavors are still haven't decided to come out and play yet. So you have to swirl the glass around, and that helps open it up. And right off the bat, I get a lot of black cherry and sort of like earthy, like forest smells. And that's a lot of fruit. I get that black cherry, I get blackberries. I get, it's definitely a good tannic wine. It has a nice structure. So you could use this with a steak, with a good piece of meat. But it's gonna work well with a lot of food. This is similar type of pairings to a cab. It might deal with a little more spice than cabs would normally handle, but it's kind of similar. And I keep going back to it because I want to see what I'm getting in it. I'm getting almost a little bit of herbiness. maybe some white pepper on the finish, especially, but a lot of those cherry, berry, blackberry. What do you get? What are you tasting here? I'm putting you on the spot. I'm putting my mother here on the spot, and she's making faces at me. And she hasn't actually kicked me yet, which is a surprise. So, first time she's tasting this one out of the bottle.
Yeah, I do get a blackberry, and it's very thick.
Yeah, it does have that. Yeah, very thick. If you know you've got something on your tongue.
Yeah.
This is, Rory was talking about how easy that the Moscato went down. This is, there's something there. This is not this is not a lightweight wine. This is a heavyweight, and it's terrific. It has you can feel that structure that's going to stand up well against something really fatty and rich, and very long finish. It just stays around there for a long time. You get almost a hint of like black olive, a lot of like earthy, peppery, spicy notes coming in there.
So other than steak, what would that be a good pairing with, since you get that spices? Would it be good with like a Mexican dish or?
Oh,
or
it would
no?
be terrific. Yeah, it would be terrific with Mexican, any kind of grilled meat, but tacos, enchiladas, anything with a rich sauce. Rich sauces are another thing that when you have a tannic wine, it'll cut through things. It'd be great with Italian food. You want to have this with like fettuccine Alfredo, that rich cheesiness will go great with that. Lasagna would be amazing with it. We're talking about comfort foods here, so
like everything.
Yep.
almost, it's a big wine. It's all the things you like to drink cab with, and then some are good with a Syrah. Yeah, and I mean, this grape, it's grown in a lot of parts of the world. It's grown originally. It started in the Rhone region of France. Some Spanish wines love to use it. You hear the GSM blend. Remember the Costa Gara we had? That was a blend of Grenache, Syrah, and Mourvedre. So you got a good hint of it. That was another big, heavy blockbuster of a wine, and a lot of that comes from the Syrah. And then, of course, it's made its way to Napa, where we're getting it from, and it's probably the biggest grape grown in Australia. So now this is one of the two new wines we're featuring this month. We have two brand new reds that you've never seen before. We have that, and another that I'm only going to tease you with a little and just show you a second, but we'll talk about it another week. And that's it. If you
That
didn't
was
see
so
it,
quick. I couldn't see it.
yeah, well, you're gonna have to see it next week. I'm just teasing you. We'll talk about that one next week. And this one is a grape we've never given you before, a completely new one. So this one's exciting, and I know there's some people who have been waiting for this one.
Perfect.
So now that I've told you a little about this wine, tell everybody a little more about the wine club itself.
I sure will. So we are here, like I said, we do this every Wednesday night, and it's to introduce you guys to what a good fine wine is. I didn't know what a fine wine was. I'm used to going to the grocery store, looking at it, 10, 15, 20 bucks. It tastes the same year in, year out. Well, guess what? That's not how true fine wine's supposed to taste. With research and, just talking to people, trying the wines, you find out that every year your wine should taste different based on the atmosphere, based on the grape, based on the ground. Anything that happened is going to change the way that grape tastes. So in essence, it's going to change the flavor of your wine. So this amazing club that we have allows you to actually get a good feel of reds and whites. Like Peter was saying, you get the feel of different grapes, you get the taste and the flavor of what a true fine wine is. And the great thing about it is it's still the same price that you'd go into a grocery store or a wine shop and pay for. And it comes from the well-renowned area of Napa and Sonoma Valleys, which right now is more popular than the old world wines. Everybody wants wines from Napa and Sonoma Valleys. So you can come in, as a customer, you can come in and make this, a business opportunity if you want to. If whatever you want, we can find for you here at this club. And the reason we come here every Wednesday night is to educate ourselves on not only what our wines are for, but also how we can serve them. Even come here on Wednesday nights, you can find out exactly what glass you need to put your wine in, how long you need to decant it, if you need to chill it or not chill it. So this is an education here, but our whole club is an education on wine and the wine culture. If you see anything here tonight that interests you, even from the wine to the recipes, get with the person that invited you. We can get you the information that you need, and make sure that you have that experience as well. I've went on more trips with this company because of the wines. So yeah, this is a great opportunity either to educate yourself and become more familiar with the up and growing wine culture that we have, or just to, like I said, make yourself, a side business. It's a great income, very lucrative, because everybody in the United States is rediscovering wine. So right now, wine has outgrown in popularity to beer. It is the #1 adult beverage in the United States. So if people are going to consume it, why not let them consume it from you? So that's our wine club. So that's all I got to say about that. Like I said, if you want to get more information, get with the person that invited you. They will be more than happy to introduce you to our amazing club. So with that being said, we are going to go to Miss Kathleen and see what she's got popping out of the oven.
It's done.
Yay! It
Can
looks scrumptious.
Yeah. So this one kind of burnt. But
That's what
okay.
it's for.
Exactly. I don't
No,
mind.
no, no. Call it charred. Be very chefy. It's not burnt. It's artfully
It's
charred.
charred.
Yes. Yes. So potato skins, taquitos, and mozzarella sticks. And there's a little sauce that comes with the mozzarella sticks. So here we go. You're gonna taste. You guys ready?
Yes.
See, I'm even doing the charred one.
Is that potato?
Yeah.
Yeah, potato skins. So again, this is the Discovery's Grenache. The Grenache is so smooth. It goes down really easy. The flavor, I didn't open this soon enough, so it hasn't quite opened up, but it's still good.
That's one of the fun parts about a bottle of red wine, especially, is as you go through the entire bottle, it's going to change. It's not going to be the same taste from beginning to end, and that's part of the fun of it.
Right.
Yep,
So-
that's what I was going to ask you with the red wines. I've discovered that the longer they sit, the better the flavor gets. Is that why just the air in them helps? bring
Right,
the
yeah.
flavor back?
Yeah, it's all, well, it's two things. It's air and it's temperature.
You want
You're going to
some?
taste things different at different temperatures. So it starts out hopefully a little chilled because you don't want it too warm. And as it opens up and as it gets warmer, you're going to taste different things.
Tell the truth.
Oh, wait a minute.
So Kathleen, how's it taste with the food? You there, Kathleen?
I'm
Yep.
here.
She's sampling.
I'm sampling.
Too busy enjoying the wine. That's okay.
I don't eat with my mouth full. I mean, I don't speak with my mouth full.
Oh, good. I hope you eat with your mouth full. Otherwise, it's not called eating. There's a lot going on in that wine.
Yeah, where do I start? I mean, the bacon and the cheese brings out more flavors than the wine. The wine brings out more flavor in the sauce and the cheese. It's just an explosion in your mouth.
Yeah, and that's what makes wine special with the food. Sometimes everything is more.
Yeah, so I'm gonna try mozzarella stick.
And the good thing here is between the sort of crunchy coating, fried-like coating and the richness, normally, some lighter wines would just get lost, but the acidity of the Grenache and a little bit of the structure will cut through all that.
Exactly.
It's kind of the same reason you use tomato sauce.
So I had pasta tonight, spaghetti. So what should I
Oh.
have served with mine?
Well,
Homemade sauce. I've been cooking all day.
well, the sauce is the meat sauce. The hint is actually the sauce, not the pasta that you want to
Yep.
look where you're pairing with. And with a tomato sauce, you want probably something, you'd either could go with a very light white, like one of our rosés, but more if you're not into reds, or if you're going to reds, I'd say you want to go something with a little heft to it because you got that meat. This is,
Mhm.
the Syrah would be an absolutely terrific choice. A cab would work great. You want something with some structure to handle all that, the richness of that.
Yep.
So,
Gotcha.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. That's my favorite. Like I said, it's a party in the mouth.
well, next time you got to have a mariachi band when you do this.
I'm
And then you can
serious.
find them around town.
Well, yeah. So that's amazing. And look at the cork. I can show you the cork. Can you see that? Probably not.
Yep, we
Yeah.
see it.
It has the W, the
W.
wine ambassador. So cool. And these
Yep.
glasses are also for wine ambassador. I won them during a trivia contest.
Yeah,
I miss our trivia.
Yeah, so that's another thing. We have all kinds of different activities that you can participate, and you can win trips, you can win wine glasses. You just never know what's
Yep.
going to happen with our wine club. So you got to stay tuned, get back with the person that brought you here, and discover what an amazing club this is.
Exactly. It's amazing. Like I said, I've traveled more with this company and this club than I have probably my adult life. It's amazing. And it's been free.
Well, that's
You can't beat
what's
that.
better than wine? Free wine, right?
Yes, nothing. It tastes better free. I'm just saying. I don't know. The beds sleep better. The trips are better. The flights are better. Everything's better when it's free. So, I mean,
And we get all
what-
the fun people.
yeah, exactly. Learn about each other. It's just fun, guys. Fun, 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 fun. So, Miss Mandy, what you got for us? Let's see it's plated up. You're muted, dear. There
Okay.
you go.
Can you
Ah,
see
there we
them?
go.
Yes.
Yep.
Ooh,
They're all poofed up. So let's do. Here we go. Can you see them?
Yep.
your blur's on, but we got it.
Oh, shoot. How do I take it off?
It's okay. We can see. Go ahead.
We got it. We got it.
got
We
it.
got a couple. We got your furry friend walking by too.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh
Oh.
no, it's great.
Well, Mr. Antonio let me know that I did the wrong thing, but it's okay because, wine is wine. So I like the Tanya wines, and I thought I was instructed to use a rosé. But with chicken and dumplings, it doesn't quite match, but still, when you love the wine. It's
Yeah,
okay.
I mean, there's never a wrong answer. You drink what you like. That's and you love that wine, so great. And it can work. It works differently. It's not going to be. I mean, when I'm going with a chicken, personally, normally I like to go. Personally, I like Pinot Noir with chicken, but somebody might want to go with a white. With the creamy sauce, you could go with a Chardonnay. But Now the rosé is different. Rosés work with almost any food because they have a little bit of acidity. They're light. They're not going to fight with anything, and they will clean your palate because that sauce, is delicious and comforting as it is not exactly light. So having that
That
wine,
kind of takes over.
yeah.
It is good.
So this is how pairings can work differently. Sometimes you have complementary pairings, sometimes you have contrasting pairings, and sometimes you have something that just helps you, that just
Just what you want.
refreshes you. And because beverages can be refreshing, and that's what makes the rosé wonderful. So I want to hear how is it working for you? How are you enjoying it?
It's good. It cleared, like you said, it clears the palate. It took, really, it competed, it went over to the chicken broth.
Yeah.
It's sort of,
Yeah, which means you can probably eat more chicken than you would have otherwise. Otherwise,
yeah, as light as that tastes. Oh, that's so good.
and that's the most important part.
It's good. It's okay. Because I love the wine, but probably I'll try the other one next.
Yeah, we love when next time you make this, and I have a feeling that's not going to be too far off. This sounds like a family recipe that you probably make more than
It's a definite. And if you have a cold or you're sick, it warms you up.
Yeah,
and it's wonderful.
Yeah, you're sitting right here. I'm hearing that's what I should have had. So yeah.
All right, Miss Nell, you ready? You're gonna have to unmute. Let's see what you got over there. It looks delicious. Your first showing.
Yes, I have to say, Mandy, chicken and dumplings, that's my most favorite food of all time.
Yay!
That is my favorite.
How can I get some to you? Where do you live?
I live in Ohio.
And it's cold. I'm in West Virginia.
It's cold here right now, so chicken and
Yes, it
dumplings
is here
would be
too. And it's
wonderful.
raining. I'll make it for you if we ever get on a
Okay. Okay, sounds good. Okay, my Valentine's marshmallow chocolate bar is all done. I probably could have just made one, but I have two. I did one with cinnamon hearts and one with a little conversation heart.
Ooh,
Oh,
so pretty.
That's
So I'm
gonna
gonna
make
have
a
to find,
beautiful
I'm gonna have
gift.
to find someone to give one of them to. I tried this with the wine, and I don't have a very what do you call it? A very, very,
Discerning palate.
what?
Discerning palate.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, everything tastes the same to me. But it's very good. I could tell after I tasted the candy, it tasted sweeter after I tasted the wine. And I could tell from the wine, after I had taken a bite of the dessert and then tasted the wine, I could tell a difference, but I really couldn't really tell what the difference was. Just it was maybe not as tart. I'm drinking the Pinot Noir, the 2017 Discoveries Pinot Noir, but it's all good. Never tasted a wine I didn't like. So,
It is. Yummy for our tummy.
And
So-
that's the thing about our club. Everybody that I've heard about wines, I haven't heard anybody say there's one they just absolutely didn't like. And I've been told that if it's one you didn't like, it's probably not the wine, it was the food you cooked.
yeah. Well, I'll tell you.
I don't know. We haven't heard it yet, so
I know we haven't heard it yet, so.
I will say that I've never been able to drink red wines, and until I got into this wine club, and now I can drink. I probably shouldn't say this, but I have drank a whole bottle of red wine by myself, and not had a headache afterwards. So
Awesome.
yeah,
Amazing.
so and
Yeah.
I got
That's one
that
of-
headache.
yes, that's one
Yeah,
of the
that's
things,
because-
guys, with the red wines that we have. I've heard one of my friends, she's an absolute, she loves red wines. and she had to quit drinking them because they would give her such massive migraines. And I
Mhm.
gave her some of mine, and she's like, where's my headache? You don't get it with this because of the way it's made. It's properly made wine. So you don't have all those additives that your body cannot process. It doesn't know what to do with. The natural additives and sulfites that we have in our wines, your body can use them. They can break it down. They can, distribute it throughout your system and use it the way it's supposed to be used. When they do additives that are unnatural just to get the flavor the same, your body can't use it. So it doesn't know what to do with it. So it causes you some issues, and most of the time it's health issues. So a properly made wine, red wine especially, is good for your health, guys. It's good for your heart health. It's good for your circulation. It's good for your blood. So what you guys say about that, Mr. Antonio?
Well, I think you summed it up beautifully. What you laid it out. These mass market wines, the ones you find in your supermarket and your package stores, those are made in hundreds of thousands of cases, millions of cases of the wine. And the people who buy that wine, they see that label, they want to be the exact same wine. It's like McDonald's. Every single bottle of wine, from one year to the next, from one part of the country to the next, no matter where you find it, and it's everywhere, is going to taste exactly the same. It's also what they're very concerned that it stays, that when somebody opens it up and 2 weeks later they go back at it, it's still going to taste okay. So they load it with preservatives, and preservatives also help it when they ship it, and they don't worry about temperature control, and who knows whether it's going to be hot, cold, whatever. And that's one of the things we do, is we really go out of our way to make sure we deliver the wine to you the best possible quality, because we don't have those preservatives. We don't have that safety net. Our wine is made by small winemakers who really care about it and who really put a lot of effort. These are artisanal wines. These are handcrafted, and they're not made in thousands of cases. They might be made, we might have 100 cases of that wine, and that's all you're ever going to see. That's sometimes these wines we have, and when we buy it, that's it. Nobody else has it. These are made in very small quantities, just enough for our members, and they can come back. If you get one, you can go order more of it. I noticed a couple of people have recently been running out to get as much of the Nialetti as they can, because we're just about out of that. And I've seen custom cases of that flying out the last week, since Rory kind of let out that we're almost out of it. But these are our wines. These, we go to Napa a few times a year. I go with Rory and Tanya, and my mother here, who's part of my tasting team, and we all taste them, and we want to make sure that we have enough variety of people to make sure what you taste is going to be liked by everyone involved, and make sure it's interesting. We meet with the winemakers. Sometimes we're tasting it like right out of the tank. It hasn't even been bottled yet most of the time. And so we gave you an opportunity, some of you who came to Napa last fall, to have a wine that hadn't been bottled yet, so to get an idea of what the experience is. So that's why what we deliver every month is new and exciting, including the bottle that I kind of teased you with there.
Yep. And I see people asking in the chat, what kind of preservatives and additives do we add to our wine? We don't. We don't. That's what makes our wine different. That's why you don't get the headaches. That's why we have to do temperature control. That's why it stays bottled, like Roy said, until it's perfected. It doesn't get released until it's supposed to get released. We don't add anything to make it taste the same. So when you get a 2019, that's the same name as the 2020, or if it was a 2018, it's going to taste different, because you don't know what happened in that environment that's going to change the grape. And if the grapes change, then guess what? The taste of the wine's going to change. We don't put anything in there to make sure that year after year after year after year, it's going to taste the same. A truly fine wine will not taste the same every year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Mass market wines, there's a few tricks they do to make it taste the same. One, and not only to make it taste the same, but to keep the costs under control. One of the things that's a lot of our wines are done in, French oak barrels. those are very expensive, especially the first time around. But for somebody who's making 100,000 cases, they're not using that. What they use is in order to get that same flavor and getting penetrated, they use sawdust. And that gets the flavor in very quickly, so it doesn't have to sit in there very long. Then they strain it out. And to get the exact right, the right level of sugar in it, they add sugar to balance, so that's what you said. The grapes, if it was a little warmer year, the grapes are going to have some more sugar. A little cooler year, they're going to be a little less, and it's going to change the taste. It's going to change the alcohol, and our winemakers are going to say, oh, that's what the grape is, and they're going to try to get the best out of that grape that year. Next year, the grape's going to be different. It's not a right or a wrong answer. It's different, and they're going to get the best out of that grape. They're not going to go and say, okay, let's add this, add that. And then they don't add sulfites, which are what they use to stabilize it, and a lot of other additives they use as just preservatives. That's when you make big quantities, you got to do that. When our quantities we don't do that. So
the nuts and bolts to our program, come in as a customer, try the wine, find out for yourself.
that's exactly it. You'll never leave.
So Miss Jen Oliver, y'all see my beautiful sister over there. So hopefully next week she'll have her voice back, but we will be here same time next week with 3 more different cooks, more different wine. I think next week we got the Moscato, was it? I think. Let me check and see. Nope. Next week, yeah, we got the Discoveries Moscato or the Tanya Rosé. And then we got 3 more cooks that's going to have 3 more recipes for you to come and enjoy. So see y'all next week. And I thank you for coming out. Thank you, wonderful cooks, for cooking. And y'all.
Oh, hold on.
Wait. Oh, yeah, it's somebody's birthday, I was told today.
We need to share. Get your glasses.
Where is our birthday girl, Miss Stacy? Wait a minute. Let me get her
Stacy?
unmuted. Where's she at? Don't move, Stacy. I gotta find you.
She may be out partying, so.
This isn't the party? Oh, I'm disappointed.
There you go. So today is our wonderful Miss MSI, Miss Stacy Southward. It is her birthday today. So who's gonna lead us in happy birthday?
I'm
I
20.
think you get the honor.
22.
She's 22, going on 19. 21. She got to be legal.
There she
Ready?
is.
You ready?
Happy
Let's do it.
birthday
Wait,
to you. Ready?
Wait a minute, wait a minute.
1,
Got
2, 3. Happy
Happy
birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy
Happy
birthday,
dear
Stacy.
Stacy.
Happy birthday to you.
Tanya doesn't like me doing this.
Oh.
Okay. I like it when our leadership has birthdays on Wednesdays. It's another reason to drink yet another glass of wine. To you, Stacy.
Any excuse.
Cheers.
Mm.
Cheers.
All right. Happy birthday, Stacy. Thank you guys for showing up. We'll see you next week. For those of you that want to learn more, be here tomorrow at 9 o'clock and see some great marketing skills. Talk to you later. Bye-bye, y'all.
All right. Great. Thank you.
Bye, everybody.